All right, guys, just going to talk about equations for a little bit. Ones you're going to see are going to look like this, where the variables on one side and everything on the other side. So it's more of an order of operations work. So here you go. So first we're going to do is the thing in parentheses. This parentheses only has one step. If it had two steps, then I would have said to follow the order of operations inside of here. So first we're going to do parentheses. 5 minus 2, that's going to make 3 divided by 9 squared. So now we're going to do the exponents, right? 9 times 9, that makes 81 divided by 3 equals t. 81 divided by 3, t equals 27. Okay, so now we know what t is. T is 27. Okay, so now we're going to scroll that up, and now we're working with this. So here, you're allowed to have an m and a number, okay, but you're not allowed to have two m's and two numbers on one side. So here we have two numbers, so let's simplify this one here. Okay, so 18 plus 4, that'll make 22. So 22 plus m is the same thing as 5 minus 3. So 5 minus 3 times m, let me see, 5 minus 3 is going to be, let's simplify this side, and that's going to be 2. So 2 times m. Okay? So in reality, you have 2m, so I'm going to erase this. Same thing as 2 times m is 2m. So now we have an m on this side and an m on that side. Okay? What I'm going to do is find the smallest of the m's. This has 2 m's and this has 1. I'm going to remove this one, so 1m, so minus m. That's gone. If I subtract an m from this side, I must subtract 1 from this side, so minus m. So 22 equals 2m's minus 1m is left with 1m, so m. So m is now by itself, and it equals 22. This is one of our more complex problems, but still pretty simple. Okay? You might get one that says, well, we'll talk about that when we go to one-step equations. Now, so those are the intro to equations. Here, we have addition words, subtraction words, multiplication words, and division words. Now, there were more words I gave you in class, okay? But these were the main ones that I want us to focus on. Sum, difference, product of, quotient of. That means that you're dealing with the end result. So if there is something else happening, these end up in parentheses because they're important. They're like the sum of these two times 7. That means you have the result of the sum is multiplied by 7. So after you add them, they multiply by 7. Same thing with difference, same thing with product, same thing with quotient. It means the result of a subtraction, result of a multiplication, result of a division. Okay? Now these are our key ones because they say things backwards. Like 5 less than 8. Okay, some people say the less than and they write, oh, that's 5 minus 8. No, that's 8 less than 5. Okay, when you see the word less than, they're saying it backwards. So 5 less than 8 means whatever the 8 is, it better be going down by 5. 5 less than 8. Okay, so it's got to be 8 minus 5. So when you see the word less than, they're writing the numbers in the reverse order that they want them to be written. Same thing with subtracted from. 5 subtracted from the 8. So it's got to be 8 minus 5. Because now 5 is being subtracted from the 8. Okay? Then here's an example of something written out that we're going to write out into an equation. 7 times a number squared is 5 times the difference of k and m. So you see how they said 7 times a number? They didn't say the product of is squared, so you know it's not in parentheses. So we know that 7 times a number, let's pick a letter, let's pick T, I like T. 7 times a number squared is, that means equals, 5 times the difference of k and m. Difference is one of our keywords, okay? So 5 times the result of the difference of k and m. So 5 times k minus m, because they said difference. Okay, so they said difference, which means the result of. So after you find out what the result of this, then you get to multiply it by 5. This is our end result for that one. Okay? Now the next one is going to be this. Now we're going to write a sentence. We're just going to talk about them, so you're not sitting here watching me write sentences over and over again. So you could say 15 minus 3 times r equals 6, or is 6, or is equivalent to 6. Okay, you could say the 3r less than 15, or 3r subtracted from 15. You can say 15 subtracted by 3r is 6. Okay, so there's multiple responses here. What you're making sure here is that you're saying the numbers in the correct order. Okay, so that's the end result there. Then, so you're just writing sentences describing this information here. So now we're working on one-step equations. Here's an example of probably, I think, every scenario. We're adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Okay, we'll do another one. There's probably one that we can do with. I'll do another one in a second after this. So whatever's happening to the variable, you have to do the opposite to get rid of it, so you can leave the variable by itself. So C is being subtracted by 22. The opposite of that is adding 22. So if I took away 22 and added 22, then the 22 becomes pointless because that makes it 0. So C minus 0 is just C. Now, whatever you do on one side, you must do to the other. So you're going to add on this side. So you're going to get 76. Here, these two are adding. So this is a positive 63. So how do you get rid of it so then M is by itself? Because your goal at the end is to leave the variable by itself and it equals something else. So we're going to subtract 63. 63 minus 63, that gives you 0. So 0 plus M leaves you with just M. But again, whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So you're left with 6, 1, the answer is 16. Here, when you have a fraction next to a letter, you multiply by its inverse. So you multiply by 3 over 2. That'll cancel these out. Multiply this side by 3 over 2. And now Q equals 1 times 3, 2 times 2. All right. These two are multiplying. The opposite of multiplying is division. Negative 3 divided by negative 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is just 1. How do you write 1r? R. Divide this side by negative 3 because you divided that side by negative 3. And you're going to get negative 13. Okay. The last one we haven't done is something like x divided by 9 equals 2. Okay. The opposite of dividing by 9 is multiplying by 9. Cancel. Multiply by 9. X is by itself. The answer is 18. And that's it. Good luck.